when will the Congress announce the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? Even though all reports have said that Siddaramaiah has been chosen by the High Command as the new Chief Minister, the effort now is to get Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, the other candidate, on board with this. D.K. Shivakumar, however, hitting back, not accepting anything less than the Chief Minister's chair. Though many offers have been made, and he has been in meetings earlier with Rahul Gandhi, with Mallikarjun Kharge as well. So far, he's been silent. All these several proposals have been made, offering him the deputy chief ministership as well as several portfolios for his followers. He was rather at the residence of his brother a short while ago. He left from there. The media tried to get a statement from him. Just listen in to that.
I am not commenting anything. You people are commenting lot of things. You do whatever you want. Nothing, no discussion, nothing. Just pranam. That's all.
Sir, how long it will?
Am I talking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? Am I talking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka?
So you are going to be the next CM of Karnataka?
All right, let's go across now to Tanushree, who joins us from there. Also, Sunil Prabhu joining us for more on this story. Tanushree, first to you, where has Mr. D.K. Shivakumar gone now?
Well, that's nobody knows that. D.K. Shivakumar just left from his brother's residence at Kaveri, where he has been staying for the last 3 days. He left with his with his supporters and the MLAs who are openly supporting him. Now, obviously, he has his own residence in the national capital. He might have gone there, but his MLAs are saying that he has to meet some senior Congress leader for the hectic meetings which have been going, and that's why he has gone there. He will be staying in the national capital for at least tonight. That's what his sources in his camp has told us. But the bottom line is that he wants to become the chief minister. He wants the top job. He is not letting it go without giving it a tough fight. He's not happy with any kind of power sharing formula, and he's not happy being the man behind the scenes. That's what D.K. Shivakumar's image has been, that he is one strong foot soldier who works from behind the scenes. He makes things from the scratch, but he doesn't want any post for that. This time around, he wants some kind of appreciation, and the appreciation he wants should be in the form of the Karnataka Chief Minister's post. That's the bottom line. There is no other way around it. That's what D.K. Shivakumar's camp has been telling us. And as of now, he's not happy with anything else apart from the top job which he has been asking for. Also, when he was entering Kaveri at in this afternoon, he very categorically said that whatever media reports are being run, those are all bogus. That's the word which was being used. So in a way, he meant that if any TV channel is running that Siddaramaiah has been already selected as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, that's all bogus. Nobody has been selected as of now, and D.K. Shivakumar is trying his best to convince the top brass of the Congress party, to convince Mr. Kharge that he is the rightful contender for this job, and he should be made the next Chief Minister of Karnataka. Let's wait and watch what happens tonight. But this, in all likelihood, this drama is also going to continue tomorrow, because there will be no announcement of the CM of Karnataka today, at least. That's what the sources are saying. Back to you.
All right, let's find out what Sunil has to say on that. So, Sunil, another day gone. What we do know is that the Congress High Command has chosen Siddaramaiah. That is what seems likely, and they're set to announce his name. It's just to get Mr. D.K. Shivakumar on board, and that is where the trouble lies right now.
That's where the trouble lies, and as we speak, Mr. Kharge is right now having consultations with Mr. M.B. Patel, who's a Lingayat leader. He was also an important chairman of the campaign committee in the state unit. He's been demanding to become the deputy chief minister too, and that's because of the Lingayats supporting the Congress party this time round. You must remember, in this election in Karnataka, it's been really the poor voting for the Congress party with those promises and those guarantees. Some have said it's because of the Lingayats, as the Lingayats, all-powerful body has made the case, and no less than the Shivakumar, the head of in the Congress party, who's 91 years old, has demanded the chief minister's post. Mr. M.B. Patel has been asking for the deputy chief minister's post. So the Congress really needs to look after all these factions. There are the Muslims, there's the Christians, there are the Dalits left, the Dalit right. All these factions, and the regions have to be accommodated. And apart from that, the most important, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, who believes that he should become the Chief Minister of the state because he feels that he started off the entire campaign. He's been working for the party tirelessly. He's been an organizations man. He's also had the finances. He organized the entire Bharat Jodo Yatra, as we know, played a critical role at the trying times of the Congress party. And it's in that context that he continues to make that demand and is not yet relented and accepted that Mr. Siddaramaiah has the numbers and is the rightful choice. So we'll have to wait and see how things play out. But at this present juncture, it seems extremely difficult for Mr. Karge to find a way forward. He will definitely have to use his deft handling. This is his home state, and try to find a rapprochement. As the three key words they said: consensus, unanimity and unity. So how he's going to do it is anybody's guess.
Right, and Sunil, the reports from Bengaluru are that the preparations that were underway at the stadium for that swearing-in ceremony, which was, they hoped to hold it on the 18th, and that those preparations have stopped. All work has stopped on those preparations as this uncertainty continues. Thanks so much both for joining us on the news right now. And NDTV's Shrija also spoke about this challenge that the Congress is facing on the chief ministership with another Karnataka leader, G. Parmeshwara.
Joining us here on NDTV is Dr. G. Parameshwara. Joining us here on NDTV is Dr. G. Parameshwara, the former Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka and also the former President of the Karnataka Congress. Thank you for speaking to NDTV. We have all been watching what's happening out there in Delhi. Deliberations are still on. When they were electing you as the Deputy Chief Minister or in your government back then, was there a deliberation of this sort? Was it so difficult?
No, 2013 was a different situation. As PCC president, I lost the election. And that is it. Automatically, the CLP leader, got the opportunity to become the leader of the party. And he was made as a CLP leader and the chief minister. So there was no discussion of this sort at that point of time. Now the situation is different. Now the PCC president has won, CLP president, CLP leader has won, and so also the other senior leaders. So it gives us definitely a difficult situation, and I am positive that our High Command is capable enough to resolve, because we have seen in our party so many situations like this, be it Maharashtra, be it Uttar Pradesh, be it Madhya Pradesh, different states. We have seen this kind of situations earlier, so our High Command is capable of doing. It's just that they are taking a little more time because we have to resolve this. It's not that High Command can announce a candidate or announce a leader, okay, you go and take the oath. It is not that simple, because this government has to go on for 5 years. We have made promises to people of Karnataka. We have to fulfill those promises. I mean, it's not one individual as a chief minister. It takes the entire cabinet to fulfill these promises.
Right. You were pointing out, saying that this is not the first time Congress is witnessing challenges as this. You pointed out to Maharashtra. But for Karnataka, is this the first time?
Yes, this is the first time. And I don't think there is any difficulty in resolving it. Yes, leaders like Siddaramaiah ji is asking, and leaders like Shivakumar will be asking. These are all things which one would expect in a situation like this. This is not unexpected. So we expect these kind of things, and High Command will definitely, resolve this.
You have a vast experience, for a little over 3 decades. You have been an able administrator as well. Now, in your experience, to talk about, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, he's been the KPCC president, but he is also a taskmaster. Any crisis within the Congress reaches out to him. But in terms of administrator, it is Mr. Siddaramaiah out there. He's been a chief minister once before. So what is the criteria that, the High Command could possibly be looking at?
See, all these leaders, when he was made as the PCC president, High Command would know suppose there is a situation where he take the responsibility of bringing back the party to power, and they will also know that yes, he is capable of running a government. Otherwise, they wouldn't make a PCC president. So, Shivakumar is equally capable. Siddaramaiah, of course, we all know that he's been a chief minister for 5 years, and he has been an opposition leader for nearly 9 years. So he has a rich experience. So, all of us at that level, each one of us will have the capacity to run a government.
Right.
All right, and given this uncertainty, now the preparations that were underway at the stadium in Bengaluru for the swearing-in have stopped. Pratibha reports.
This is the same venue when in 2013 Siddaramaiah was sworn in as the chief minister. Well, will that history repeat itself this time around is again a big question mark. Elaborate arrangements were being made just a little while ago with additional Chief Secretary Shalini Rajneesh, who was overseeing all the arrangements here. But then minutes later, there was a call from Delhi, according to sources, when they were asked to stall all the arrangements, the carpets being put aside. There were Congress flags that were hanging here. All of them have been removed and things have been put on hold, according to sources, only because they want a clearance from Delhi after issues are ironed out between the two leaders, DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah.
All right, so all those preparations put on hold as that uncertainty continues. That announcement we're still awaiting on who will be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. With that, we'll slip into a short break. More news on the other side.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shom, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
Chopra. And I'm Sneha Menon Desai for Film Companion. And we're going to be reporting for NDTV from the 76th Festival de Cannes. Gear up for a week filled with premieres, parties, exclusive interviews, red carpet fashion and some headline-grabbing drama. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan will be there, so will Sara Ali Khan and Sunny Leone, and Harrison Ford and Johnny Depp. In the coming week, the tiny French town of Cannes will once again transform into the world's cinema capital. Watch us on NDTV every day as we bring you highlights from the world's biggest film festival. Stay tuned.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a master.
Welcome back. The former anti-narcotics officer Sameer Wankhede has been summoned by the CBI to its Mumbai office for questioning in connection with a corruption case. Mr. Wankhede, who headed the Narcotics Control Bureau in Mumbai zone, had arrested actor Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan in the alleged drugs on cruise case 2 years ago. But since then, a lot of information has emerged on Mr. Wankhede. Let's go across to Arvind for more. Arvind, give us more details. The CBI now summoning Sameer Wankhede.
The Central Bureau of Investigation has issued summons to Sameer Wankhede, the former Narcotics Control Bureau officer, in connection with an extortion case that the agency registered in relation to the drugs bust case that also involved Aryan Khan, the son of Shah Rukh Khan. So the agency, after conducting searches at his premises, has issued summons to Sameer Wankhede, asking him to appear before the agency officials in Mumbai office of the Central Bureau of Investigation at around 11 a.m. tomorrow. So Sameer Wankhede has to appear before the agency officials for questioning tomorrow. And what we are being told is that the agency has got enough evidence showing that, revealing the association of Sameer Wankhede with the another accused in this particular case, and that's why the agency wants to question Sameer Wankhede in this particular case. So tomorrow he has to appear at around 11 o'clock, where the agency will record a statement formally in this case.
All right. Thanks so much, Arvind, for joining us with those details. So Sameer Wankhede is summoned to the CBI office in Mumbai. With that, we'll slip into a short break. More news updates on the other side. Stay with us.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Show, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
Chopra, and I'm Sneha Menon Desai for Film Companion, and we're going to be reporting for NDTV from the 76th Festival Deccan. Gear up for a week filled with premieres, parties, exclusive interviews, red carpet fashion, and some headline-grabbing drama. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan will be there, so will Sara Ali Khan and Sunny Leone, and Harrison Ford and Johnny Depp. In the coming week, the tiny French town of Cannes will once again transform into the world's cinema capital. Watch us on NDTV every day as we bring you highlights from the world's biggest film festival. Stay tuned.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against
Welcome back. You're watching Newsbreak with me, Sanket Upadhyay. The Congress, by the way, is still to announce the new Karnataka Chief Minister. This is after winning the election on Saturday. Even though the decision seems to have been made, that is what we have learnt. According to sources, the Congress has chosen Siddaramaiah for the role of the Chief Minister because he has the support of most MLAs. And the task now is to bring Mr. D.K. Shivakumar on board. In his meeting with Rahul Gandhi, D.K. Shivakumar indicated that he would not back down in the standoff with Siddaramaiah. This is what we have learned from sources. He later met the Congress chief, Mallikarjun Kharge, as well. Now, what really is this formula that is being spoken about, and what will be agreed upon within the Congress party? Will it be Chief Ministership for Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Ministership for DK Shivakumar, or some other arrangement is being worked at? In the meanwhile, lots of questions being asked of the Congress party, and in the middle of all of this, rumors also flying thick and fast, to which a comment has come from Randeep Surjewala, which we are going to play out in just a short moment from now. This is a tweet where he has apparently taken on the Bharatiya Janata Party, trying to remind the BJP on the number of times they took a lot of time in choosing their chief minister. So if we scroll down on this tweet, yes, that paragraph, it says, I hope same people had questioned Prime Minister Modi when he took 7 to 10 days in deciding chief ministers of Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Goa and many other states. No one then whispered a word on the high command culture, but the same forces and a select news outlets have objections to the process of dialogue, discussion, consensus adopted by Shri Kharge ji, which is in true democratic traditions. It's a fairly long tweet. In the second last paragraph, he also talks about he says, a clean, honest and transparent government of Karnataka is our duty, and we will give the state a new government within 48 to 72 hours. So that is the new timeline of the Congress party, 48 to 72 hours, which basically means the next 2 to 3 days. So will we have the chief minister's name by Friday or Saturday or Thursday? Let's quickly listen in to a statement by DK Shivakumar, who came out from a meeting, and this is what he had to say.
I am not commenting anything. You people are commenting lot of things. You do whatever you want. Nothing, no discussion, nothing. Just pranam, that's all.
Am I talking to the next chief minister of Karnataka? Am I talking to the next chief minister of Karnataka?
So you are going to be the next CM of Karnataka?
All right. Joining us right now, Sunil Prabhu. He's at the Congress President's residence, that is Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge's Delhi residence. Tanushree Pandey is tracking Mr. DK Shivakumar, and we have Saurabh Shukla tracking Mr. Siddaramaiah. Thank you very much. Sunil, to you first. My first question is, do you think that this has gone on for far too long, even for the comfort of the Congress party? I mean, we do see a tweet from Mr. Randeep Surjewala who says that the BJP also has a track record of taking an awfully long time. But do you feel that the timeline that the Congress must have thought that this is what we'll do post the mandate, they have far exceeded that timeline?
Definitely, they have exceeded that timeline. They were all set for having a swearing in tomorrow and calling all like-minded opposition parties. The fact that 18th was a scheduled date, and you saw those preparations in Kantirwa Stadium now, of course, been kept on hold, is a clear indication that Mr. DK Shivakumar is not relenting. He believes that he should get the Deputy Chief Minister's post. There have been a lot of permutations and combinations in terms of offers to him, the Deputy Chief Minister, along with continuing and remaining as the PCC Chief, prime portfolios for his supporters and others, and of course also power sharing agreement where Mr. Siddaramaiah gets the first 2.5 years and then he gets the rest of the other 2.5 years. All these have been found unacceptable to Mr. DK Shivakumar, because he believes he has helped the party in the last 3 years after Operation Kamal, where it had been decimated. They have struggled during the last 3 years, built the party, and he's one of the architects. And of course, it's a cumulative effort, but he believes that it's his time now to get the post of Chief Ministership.
Sunil Prabhu, what can you share about the various offers? I mean, all of this is in the realm of speculation till someone actually comes out and, says those things. But obviously, I mean, you have learnt a lot from your sources. What really is on the table right now, which is being treated as acceptable by the party but not agreed upon by Mr. DK Shivakumar or by Mr. Siddaramaiah?
Well, from Mr. Siddaramaiah's side, he is very keen to become Chief Minister. and that's something that he's quite adamant about because he has the numbers. That's something that the party has to take into account. The only factor that is holding back the Congress leadership, but of course, as we've said, it's more or less a done deal now, was the fact that he was not really, even though he's now been with the Congress for so many years, that he comes from the JDS family, and that his role during that Operation Kamal, the supporters of his who left the party, 17 of them, many of them were his staunch loyalists, who then joined the BJP. Of course, they have been lost out in this current assembly elections. So that's been a factor. The other, of course, being Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, who believes that there is no question. They've been talking even before elections of power sharing. What was the biggest, cause of concern for the Congress leadership? That both Mr. D.K. Shivakumar as well as Mr. Siddaramaiah should work together. That's why we saw in the social media and various videos of them working together, as well as just the day before voting, going and praying together in Mysore region. So this was clearly an attempt to ensure that they bury the hatchet once. Both have made it very clear, as you know, Sanket, to NDTV, both Siddaramaiah as well as Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, that they wanted the topmost job. And it's in this context that the all-out war has begun. And really it is for Mr. Karge now, who's been talking of consensus, unanimity and unity, to kind of find a way forward in trying to resolve this issue. As we speak, of course, there are other factions like the Lingayats, Mr. M.B. Patil, who also wants to be a Deputy Chief Minister. And like this, there are many other proposals, various other sections who want to be represented in the cabinet, which the Congress President and the Congress High Command will have to take into account, since this is a massive mandate for the Congress party in the state of Karnataka.
That's right. Saurabh Shukla, who's tracking Siddaramaiah camp. Saurabh, do you feel that this is one of those situations where the more negotiation that takes place, the more and more complicated the situation will become, till such time that we have a clear decision, that here is the decision, follow it?
Absolutely, Sanket. In your show yesterday, I was here at ITC Maurya, and we were talking more or less about the same thing, that Siddaramaiah is the front runner, is likely to be the CM, and D.K. Shivakumar is not agreeing to that. But now things have changed. One significant development is that Siddaramaiah is there here, and D.K. Shivakumar has been offered Deputy CM post. But now I have just met three MLAs who are from Siddaramaiah's camp, and they are Lingayat. One is Vijay Ananda Kashyap. He said that I am Lingayat and I want one Lingayat Deputy CM, because this time Lingayat have voted for Congress party. So they want their representation as well, if not at the top post, because Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar are there, but definitely as a Deputy CM. So that is also one possibility.
सिर्फ मिलने जा रहा हूँ सर ट्वीट पे जो हुआ वो बोल दीजिए ट्वीट बोल दीजिए मेरी बात में चलते चलते बोल दीजिए छोड़ आ जाओ छोड़ दो तो आ जाओ
Okay, we're trying to figure out, it gets very difficult to track which car is leaving from which house or entering which house. You really need to. So perhaps either Sunil Prabhu or Saurabh Shukla or Tanushree can tell us where exactly was it. Let's listen in once again. Randeep Surjewala.
अलग-अलग जो बातें उठ रही हैं उसके लिए आपने कुछ कहा है सर? ट्वीट आपका किया है आपने? कहाँ है? सर एक सेकंड सर आपने ट्वीट जो किया बोल दीजिए. सिर्फ मिलने जा रहा हूँ. सर ट्वीट. खरगे साहब. सर ट्वीट पे जो हुआ वो बोल दीजिए. ट्वीट बोल दीजिए. मेरी बात में चलते चलते बोल दीजिए. So from what we were able to gather from this sequence, we can see Randeep Surjewala, who's the in charge of Karnataka, and D.K. Shivakumar, who's perhaps batting for an important position. They have left the residence of one top Congress leader, and I believe from what we heard, they are now headed to the residence of Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the Congress president. Saurabh Shukla, I don't know whether you were able to figure out from where they are leaving and where they are going, but then obviously these meetings are just going on and on and on. Saurabh.
Absolutely, absolutely, Sanket. Till the time they come out and tell us that who is going to be the CM and who is going to be the deputy CM, then there is a news, because closed door meetings are underway. In fact, Siddaramaiah is also holding closed door meetings here at ITC Maurya. More than 25 MLAs are here from Siddaramaiah's camp. In fact, his son Yatindra Siddaramaiah has also reached here. We did speak with him. He said that he is going to meet his father after 1 week. Our colleague Vasudha Venugopal was also here. She did speak with Yatindra. So he is also not saying anything, and Siddaramaiah has clearly told all his MLAs not to say a single word in media. So definitely these all meetings we have been tracking, but nothing official so far. But Lingayat MLAs are here, and they are saying that there should be one deputy CM from Lingayat community. So that is also under consideration, I guess. I don't know what is happening closer. That Sunil Prabhu can tell more.
Shivakumar, Preeti? Preeti, can you hear me?
हाँ सर हाँ सर्वर वही था 12 लाइव था हाँ
The full theatre as far as Karnataka is concerned is playing out right here on your screen, where there is movement, one bungalow to the other bungalow, one house to the other house, one meeting, meeting 2, meeting 3, then you lose track of the number of meetings, one shot from a lift, media in another lift, moving forward, trying to get that one little sound reaction to figure out what exactly is happening, what is the negotiation, what is the counter offer, punch, counter punch. It's all happening. It first happened in Bengaluru, and now the drama is happening right here in New Delhi. So these are visuals of DK Shivakumar entering into a lift, going somewhere. I'm sorry, I'm not being able to give more details beyond that, because we are still in the process of figuring out where exactly all of this is happening. But Saurabh Shukla, let me now quickly come back to you. So the point is that there is a delay, and a delay means obviously there is no deal so far, because had there been a deal, there would have been an announcement.
Absolutely, just to update that DK Shivakumar has reached Kaveri Apartments, where his brother stays, DK Suresh. So now he is there, and he has been staying there from yesterday when he arrived in Delhi. But now I think Siddaramaiah is going to be the CM. He is front runner, I guess. But now that power sharing meetings are underway, and definitely Siddaramaiah was empowered chief minister in 2013, when under his leadership Congress got 122 seats, and under his leadership Congress was single largest party, getting 103 seats in 2018 as well. But Siddaramaiah is very quiet. In fact, after his meeting with Rahul Gandhi, his supporters and MLAs who are here to support him, they were very excited, but now they're also very quiet. The clear instructions from party high command not to say anything, no celebration till the time they announced it formally.
Okay, Tanushree Pandey is also now back with us. So I think now we have a clear idea of who went where in the last 10 minutes. So Mr. DK Shivakumar left the residence of Mr. Randeep Surjewala. Those were the pictures you saw earlier. And he has now reached Kaveri Apartments, which is the place where his brother DK Suresh stays, from where Tanushree is now live. Now Tanushree, beyond just keeping quiet, smiling, saying that we are all together, obviously extremely tight-lipped these principal characters or key protagonists are as far as this entire development is concerned. What are you hearing?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Sanket, and that's what the top brass of the Congress party has asked all the leaders to stay like. They have all been asked to stay tight-lipped as far as giving any media bites are concerned, because DK Shivakumar has already been speaking to media, and not in those many words, but he has
expressed his will to become the chief minister, and he also, not though in those many words, but he also expressed that he is little upset that he has to fight so much to get the top job in Karnataka. So that's why now what we are hearing from sources that Mr. Kharge has asked both the camps, both Siddaramaiah and Mr. DK Shivakumar, to stay quiet as far as talking to media is concerned until and unless a formal announcement of being chief minister is made. DK Shivakumar is back at his brother's residence here at Kaveri in the national capital. We tried asking him several questions, but all he did was smile, and that's what he has been doing ever since he has landed in the national capital. But one thing is clear, and that's the bottom line, that he's not going to take any power sharing formula. He's not going to be the man who has always worked for the Congress party from behind the scenes. This time around, he wants his appreciation, and he wants it in the form of a post, which is the Karnataka chief ministership. He is not letting it go, and at least not without giving it a tough fight. In the afternoon, he did speak to media in Kannada, and he said that all the reports you have been hearing on media channels are all bogus, which means he insinuated that if any TV channel is running that Siddaramaiah has been selected as the chief minister of Karnataka, that news report is bogus. So that's what DK Shivakumar said as far as him talking to media is concerned. He's tight-lipped, he's smiling, but he looks, by the body language of it, he looks extremely tired also, because he was not keeping physically well, but not letting it go without giving it a tough fight. At least on that front, he has put his foot down. Back to you.
Now he's doing everything else, but if you were to see the faces of all the Congress leaders over the past 20 minutes, I can tell you the only person smiling right now is you, Tanushree. Neither Mr. DK Shivakumar, nor Randeep Surjewala, nor Mr. Siddaramaiah. I have not seen anyone smiling right now. These are like the nervous final overs if this were to be an IPL. Thank you very much, Tanushree, as well as Saurabh Shukla, for joining us. We are stopping for a short break at this moment. When we come back, we'll get you some news from across the border from Pakistan. It's quite a mess out there.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
Chopra, and I'm Sneha Menon Desai for Film Companion, and we're going to be reporting for NDTV from the 76th Festival Deccan. Gear up for a week filled with premieres, parties, exclusive interviews, red carpet fashion, and some headline-grabbing drama. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan will be there, so will Sara Ali Khan and Sunny Leone, and Harrison Ford and Johnny Depp. In the coming week, the tiny French town of Cannes will once again transform into the world's cinema capital. Watch us on NDTV every day as we bring you highlights from the world's biggest film festival. Stay tuned.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया।
So let us begin the big fight.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shobh, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra.
All right, news now from Pakistan, where Imran Khan has spoken to the media. This after the Punjab government gherawed his house in Zama Park, where they alleged that there are 40 terrorists who are hiding inside Imran Khan's residence. The Pakistani government has basically stopped short of declaring Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf as a terrorist organization. They feel that it is about time that Imran Khan and his party be declared a terrorist outfit. Now this I don't think has ever happened in the history of Pakistan, that an opposition party is declared as a terrorist organization. So Imran Khan has spoken. He says, I foresee the collapse of Pakistan. He negates the allegations of terror against the party. Let's quickly listen in to what he had to say.
यहाँ मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि ये पूरी साजिश हुई है। इन्होंने बड़ी प्लानिंग के तहत किया। हमारे पास अब सारी एविडेंस आ गई है। हम अदालत पे जाने लगे हैं कि जुडिशियल कमीशन बनाई जाए, तहकीकात की जाए कि एक पार्टी ने इतनी अपनी तवील स्ट्रगल में, जब उसने कभी वायलेंस की तरफ गई ही नहीं है, तो वो एकदम ये कैसे जाके जलाना शुरू होगा।
Journalist Yusra Askari now joins us. Yusra, can you tell us the significance of this, this decision or this act where the police has completely encircled the residence of Imran Khan, alleging that there are 40 terrorists hiding inside?
What we are hearing is that the police is likely to raid Imran Khan's Zaman Park residence later today. They are looking to find PTI cadre and leadership believably hiding inside the residence who are responsible for the attack on various army and government installations. At the moment, clarity is still required as to what may ensue, but from what we do gather is that some kind of altercation outside Zaman Park is already underway. We have seen through the course of today many members resign and withdraw their support from the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. So clearly a situation is arising where things are coming to a head for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, and how they will pan out over the next few hours or so days to speak, one will have to wait and watch.
Yusra, what are you hearing from the police forces there about possibility of a raid? And also, if you could tell us a little about how serious the government is there of declaring Imran Khan and his political organization a terrorist organization.
At the moment, what we do know from our police sources is that there is absolute clarity that Imran Khan's party workers who attacked government army installations on the 9th of May will be dealt with very firmly with the long hand of the law. They will not be let off. Cases will be run against them, and in no way will they be pardoned for what happened in Pakistan on the 9th of May. In the lead up to that situation, we are hearing that the arrest of Imran Khan himself may be likely. We do know that tomorrow he is being summoned by NAD. He will be called in by NAD. He has also gone on record to say that he will resume his political rallying from tomorrow for the upcoming elections in Murid near Punjab. So clearly, an absolute tossing of events from one volley to another, one course to another. We, at the moment, don't have clarity as to how things will pan out outside Zaman Park. But what it does appear likely is that there is a very definite will and desire to rearrest Imran Khan and put him behind bars to make sure that the PTI is held accountable for what happened in Pakistan on the 9th of May.
Yusra, many thanks for joining us. We're stopping for a short break at this moment. News continues on the other side. Stay with us.
Brought to you by
Anupama Chopra. And I'm Sneha Menon Desai for Film Companion. And we're going to be reporting for NDTV from the 76th Festival de Cannes. Gear up for a week filled with premieres, parties, exclusive interviews, red carpet fashion and some headline-grabbing drama. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan will be there, so will Sara Ali Khan and Sunny Leone, and Harrison Ford and Johnny Depp. In the coming week, the tiny French town of Cannes will once again transform into the world's cinema capital. Watch us on NDTV every day as we bring you highlights from the world's biggest film festival. Stay tuned.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. as our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter. We were there when brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law. We were there when the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation. We were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shobh, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some.
Good evening, it's 8 o'clock, the top headlines tonight. This morning, it seemed to be clear Siddaramaiah was the majority of the MLA's choice and Rahul Gandhi's Chief Minister. But he was all set to be CM, but DK Shivakumar standing firm. Rahul Gandhi and Congress President Kharge offered DKS everything but Chief Minister. But DKS, in a huddle currently with his MLAs, says it's Chief Minister post or nothing. Swearing in preparations for tomorrow were abruptly stopped as the Congress said it'll take them 48 to 72 hours now. Prime Minister in Hiroshima, Japan this Friday to address G7 nations on invitation of the Japanese Prime Minister. This as the court meeting is cancelled after Joe Biden bails out the world's largest economy, the United States, facing a debt payment crisis. The US debt ceiling crisis escalates, NDTV explains. The cabinet clears a major incentive for the IT hardware industry. A 17,000 crore investment plan is cleared by the cabinet. This is a performance-linked incentive 2.0 for IT hardware. Global temperatures to rise above the 1.5 degree limit briefly, and the next 5 years could be the hottest ever on record, says a new UN report. The Chief Justice observes on Manipur that the High Court order granting scheduled tribe status to the Métis was wrong. The final case will be heard after the summer vacation. The Supreme Court also asked for a status report on the Manipur violence. The centre says the situation is normal despite sporadic incidents. The most prominent face of artificial intelligence, the ChatGPT founder, says regulate AI. He testifies on the dangers of AI. What the ChatGPT founder said, our special report. The champions Real Madrid versus Man City tonight. Who makes it to the final? Watch all the action and our special preview. Tears from Johnny Depp amid a standing ovation with his comeback film at Cannes. Cannes Confidential exclusive NDTV reports with Vijay Varma, and also Sara Ali Khan makes her red carpet debut. Our lead story tonight, well, at 8 o'clock, when this morning it seemed that Siddaramaiah was set to be Karnataka's next Chief Minister, with a secret ballot of MLAs showing that a majority favoured him, plus Rahul Gandhi's celebrations had begun. But the strong resistance by Karnataka Congress Chief DK Shivakumar has delayed that announcement, even though celebrations began of Siddaramaiah's supporters. Then DK Shivakumar's strong resistance has stopped that. The Congress is so far offering DK Shivakumar everything but the Chief Minister post. But DK Shivakumar saying it's Chief Minister or nothing. Even a power-sharing formula has been rejected because both DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah are saying that they want the first turn at being Chief Minister. Let's just watch all the latest developments at this current moment.
Siddaramaiah is all set to be Karnataka's next Chief Minister after a majority of MLAs voted for him in a ballot backed also by Rahul Gandhi. However, the Congress's message is clear. This doesn't mean DK Shivakumar can be sidelined. In 2 marathon meetings with Rahul Gandhi and the Congress president today, he was told of the Congress decision, but offered virtually everything else except the Chief Minister's post.
It's only a matter of today or tomorrow and we will have a new leader of the Congress Legislature Party. Within next 48 to 72 hours, we'll have a new cabinet in Karnataka.
Talks continued all day with several alternative offers to DK Shivakumar. He could be the only deputy chief minister, remain the state Congress chief and pick 6 portfolios of his choice. Or he could share the chief minister's chair with Siddaramaiah and 2.5 years each, with Siddaramaiah getting the first shot. But DK Shivakumar, who believes he deserves the chief minister's job after leading the party to an overwhelming victory, is in no mood for a compromise. Strong resistance from DK Shivakumar, the state Congress chief, meant that the preparations for the swearing-in scheduled for tomorrow at the Kantirva Stadium in Bengaluru were abruptly stopped.
I'm at Kantirva Stadium in Bengaluru, and right behind me you can see additional chief secretary who was overseeing all the arrangements here. But then minutes later there was a call from Delhi, according to sources, when they were asked to stall all the arrangements, the carpets being put aside. There were Congress flags that were hanging here. All of them have been removed and things have been put on hold, according to sources, only because they want a clearance from Delhi after issues are ironed out between the two leaders, DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah.
In Bengaluru and Delhi, the celebrations had already begun for Siddaramaiah supporters.
Even before the announcement that Mr. Siddaramaiah is the chief minister of the state, we are already looking at supporters who have gathered outside Siddaramaiah's residence in Bengaluru. Crackers are being burst. There's celebration that's happening. Milk offering which has been given to the poster of Siddaramaiah. So all they have decided that Mr. Siddaramaiah is the chief minister of the state even before that official announcement.
But by evening, silence, as no decision was announced yet, and DK Shivakumar's camp continued to play hardball. While Siddaramaiah is a mass leader and more popular in the state than DK Shivakumar, the latter's organizational strength, fighting spirit and money power has made him invaluable to the Congress. The big focus now is to show a united front, with several national opposition leaders also expected to be present at the planned grand swearing-in. It's been a hectic day of political consultations. Both Rahul Gandhi as well as Mr. Karge have met both top Congress leaders from Karnataka, Mr. Siddaramaiah as well as Mr. DK Shivakumar. Mr. Siddaramaiah continues to be the front runner and in all likelihood will be given the chief ministership. But the big question remains is whether Mr. DK Shivakumar, who remains adamant and defiant on the issue of chief ministership, he insists that as the state president, it is his rightful choice of becoming the chief minister, something that the High Command has asked for time to ensure that they were able to find, as they say, unanimity, unity and consensus. With camera person Sudesh, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
The other lead story tonight is a shocking indicator of how close we may be to irreversible global climate change. The World Meteorological Organization has come out with its latest findings, which indicate that global temperatures will surge to record levels in the next 5 years. In fact, the next 5-year period will be the warmest ever on record. Also, global temperatures will cross that 1.5 degree danger limit briefly. Vishnu has this report.
Well, in a startling indicator of how close we may be to irreversible global climate change, the World Meteorological Organization has come out with its latest findings, which indicate that global temperatures will surge to record levels in the next 5 years. In fact, the next 5-year period as a whole will be likely the warmest on record. Here are the main findings. Between 2023 and 2027, the temperatures near the Earth's surface could be up to 1.8 degrees Celsius higher than the 1850 to 1900 average, which is used as a baseline since there were no emissions of greenhouse gases then. With an El Nino phenomena forming in the next few months, there will be significant warming next year. It starts a year after the El Nino phenomena develops. There is a 98% chance of at least one in the next 5 years beating the temperature record set in 2016. There's also a 98% chance of the 5-year mean between 2023 and 2027 being higher than the last 5 years. Arctic warming is disproportionately high, a huge concern, and precipitation patterns in this 5-year period indicate that there is deep inconsistency within regions receiving rainfall, some getting more, others receiving far less. So why is this important? Because an increase in global temperatures above 1.5 degrees will have an adverse impact with related losses and damages that could affect billions around the world.
Other big headline, the Prime Minister will be travelling to Hiroshima in Japan to attend the G7 summit. Japan is currently holding the G7 presidency, and the Prime Minister will address the summit. He's been invited by the Japanese Prime Minister. He'll be speaking on peace, stability and a sustainable planet. The Prime Minister will also hold bilaterals on the sidelines, now including this time with the Quad leaders, because that meeting has been cancelled. The Prime Minister will also travel to Papua New Guinea. The Prime Minister will hold a third summit of a forum for India-Pacific Islands cooperation there. It's the Prime Minister's first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Papua New Guinea. The Prime Minister will also hold a bilateral with the Papua New Guinea Prime Minister, and from there he'll travel to Sydney, Australia. Despite the Quad meeting being cancelled, he will continue to hold his scheduled bilateral with the Australian Prime Minister. He'll also address the Indian diaspora in Sydney on May the 23rd and interact with top Australian CEOs and business leaders. So the Quad summit, which was scheduled in Australia, has now been cancelled because President Biden has said that he can't attend. Why? This is because the world's largest economy is currently facing a debt ceiling crisis. What exactly is it, and why are global markets falling because of this?
The world's biggest economy, the United States, rapidly approaching the date on which the government can no longer pay its bills, forcing President Biden to cancel his trip to Australia for the Quad summit. At home, he was very clear about the risks ahead.
That defaulting on the debt is simply not an option. Our economy would fall into recession. It would devastate retirement accounts, increase borrowing costs, and according to Moody's, nearly 8 million Americans would lose their jobs, and our international reputation would be damaged in the extreme if we were to let that happen.
Delaying negotiations is the classic political blame game.
President Biden has delayed. It's going to be around his neck and the Democrats, not the Republicans.
Policy differences between the parties should not stop Congress from avoiding default.
Biden cancelled his trips as he had to be home for negotiations with the Republicans to increase the government's debt ceiling. That is the limit imposed by Congress on the amount of debt the U.S. federal government can have outstanding. The U.S. hit this limit of $31.4 trillion in January, and now the debt has increased to $31.46 trillion, up by 50% in the last 5 years. If the ceiling is not raised, the US's first ever debt default could be as early as the 1st of June, according to the Treasury Secretary. The impact of this is not limited to the US. Global markets have already started falling amid fears of a US debt default, while the Indian markets fell by 0.6%. The US has raised its debt ceiling 78 times in the 63 years since the US Congress first enacted the debt limit. But for now, Biden faces a ticking clock to prevent a default. Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV.
Meanwhile, India's foreign minister has reacted strongly to the statement by the European Union foreign policy chief, saying that India was actually becoming a center for Russian oil, where it's being refined, and if byproducts are being sold in Europe, we have to act. Mr. Jaishankar said that is not what the European Union's own regulations say.
My understanding of the Council regulations is that if Russian crude is substantially transformed in a third country, then it's not treated as Russian anymore. I would urge you to look at Council Regulation 833/2014.
Mr. Jaishankar's strong response there. Meanwhile, in Pakistan, ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan has addressed the nation, saying that he's foreseeing the devastation of Pakistan and that he fears he will be arrested again soon.
सारा घर तोड़ देना, औरतों से धक्के दे रहे हैं औरतों को, शेरिया अफरीदी की बीवी को भी साथ पकड़ के ले गए, फिर एक जगह से छुट्टी है शीरीन मजारी दूसरी जगह पकड़ लेते हैं। यानी ये क्या हो रहा है? ये तो अपने मुल्क में नफरतें फैलाई जा रही हैं। ये तो जान के ऐसे मुझे लग रहा है कि मैं एक ख्वाब देख रहा हूं, घिनौना ख्वाब, जिसके अंदर एक मुल्क की तबाही देख रहा हूं सामने। ये कौन सा मुल्क इजाजत देता है अपनी इस तरह की तबाही करने के लिए सिर्फ इन चोरों की खातिर?
Meanwhile, the other big headline tonight, the Cabinet has approved a production-linked incentive scheme 2.0 for IT hardware. PLI is a performance-linked incentive for industry, and the government has now more than doubled the SOPs for IT hardware, approving a 17,000 crore investment plan.
Expected incremental production 3,35,000 crore. That will be the additional GDP because of this particular scheme. 3,35,000 crore ka expected incremental production. Expected incremental direct employment is 75,000. So 75,000 expected incremental direct employment. और आप जानते हो डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट में इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में 1:3 का रेशियो रहता है. सो विच मीन्स रफली हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि करीब करीब 2 लाख से ज़्यादा इसमें रोजगार जनरेट होगा.
In other news, the Supreme Court today asked for a fresh status report on the Manipur violence. In an observation, the Chief Justice of India also said the High Court order, which had said that Métis should get scheduled tribe status, is wrong and has to be stayed. That was an observation. The next hearing is after the summer vacation. The Solicitor General told the court today that the situation in Manipur is now normal apart from sporadic incidents. The Manipur government told the court that currently 47,914 people are in relief camps. No stay order has yet been given. The case will be heard in July. The Manipur High Court had earlier recommended the inclusion of the Métis community in the scheduled tribe category. Our special focus tonight, the chief executive of OpenAI, Sam Altman, faced tough questions about artificial intelligence and its use and misuse at a hearing in the US Senate. He told the US Senate that this industry, an industry of which he's a very public face of, needs to be regulated by the government as it becomes increasingly powerful.
My worst fears are that we the field, the technology, the industry, cause significant harm to the world. I think that could happen in a lot of different ways.
You know what started out as a situation of panic among educators about ChatGPT's use to cheat on homework assignments has expanded to broader concerns about the ability of generative AI tools to mislead people, spread falsehoods, and violate copyright protections, among other dangers.
If you were listening from home, you might have thought that voice was mine and the words from me. But in fact, that voice was not mine. The words were not mine. And the audio was an AI voice cloning software trained on my floor speeches.
As companies like OpenAI roll their products out to a world that may not be prepared for them, how to keep these technologies safe while also allowing them to develop has become an increasingly pressing question. The US government is now trying to figure out what it can and should do about artificial intelligence. The head of the AI company that makes ChatGPT told the US Congress that government intervention will be critical to mitigate the risks of increasingly powerful AI systems. Sam Altman actually proposed the formation of a US or global agency that would license the most powerful AI systems.
I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong. And we want to be vocal about that. We want to work with the government, given that we're going to face an election next year and these models are getting better. I think this is a significant area of concern.
But real guardrails for generative artificial intelligence may not come from the United States at all. The European Union, as I mentioned, appears to have taken the lead on regulating the technology. The AI Act, which has been in the work for years, would classify AI technology by risk levels with corresponding rules according to those risks. It all just shows how other countries are already willing and able to deal with AI's potential for harm, while the US scrambles to figure out what, if anything, it will do. As IBM's Chief Privacy and Trust Officer said at the hearing, the era of artificial intelligence cannot be another era of move fast and break things.
It's actually quite startling to listen to the AI, such a public face of AI, outlining the risks there so clearly, especially, as he said, with the US heading into election year. Meanwhile, let's move to more exciting stuff, and that's, of course, football. And on the road to Istanbul for the final of the Champions League, it's the defending champions, Real Madrid, who will go up against Man City tonight.
Mahrez! Can you believe it, Rodrigo again? It's unstoppable, he's done that. What a night for Real Madrid. Disappointment for Man City.
We were close. We're going to go for it.
It is the return of the biggest night in European football. It is the rematch of last year's semi-finals. It is Manchester City versus Real Madrid. It's advantage Manchester City after they managed a 1-1 draw in the first leg, bringing the fight to their own den at the Etihad Stadium.
The one that put the Blues behind.
While Real Madrid, who have a habit of turning up on the grandest stage, will be looking up to the challenge, especially after their come-from-behind victory against City at the same stage of the competition last year. While Madrid have the Ballon d'Or winner Karim Benzema to boost their attack tonight, it is City's goal-scoring machine, Erling Haaland, who many experts believe is the key for City's first ever Champions League title. The Norwegian has been the record scorer this season with 52 goals in all competitions, followed by Kylian Mbappe with 44.
44 in the Premier League. Erling Haaland is a phenomenon.
While it's a fight for supremacy between the two European giants, it is also a contest between the two of the sharpest minds in business, Pep Guardiola and Carlo Ancelotti. Pep Guardiola, who is yet to win a Champions League trophy as a Man City coach, will be up against the man who has the most European titles in history. But will it be City who will ease past the Spanish giants, or will it be Real Madrid who will continue their march towards a record 16th European final? Osama Shab for NDTV.
And from football to cinema, here's our special report from Cannes with lots of highlights.
Hello and welcome. It's day one of the Cannes Film Festival. I'm Sneha Menon Desai, and this news wrap is brought to you by Film Companion for NDTV. The opening night of the Cannes Film Festival saw a starry red carpet. We saw the likes of Sara Ali Khan, Manushi Chiller, Brie Larson, Johnny Depp, Michael Douglas, Catherine Zeta-Jones, to name a few. Johnny Depp and his opening film Jean de Barry received a tremendous welcome on the red carpet, with fans thronging to catch a glimpse of the actor making his comeback. Meanwhile, Michael Douglas received the honorary Palme d'Or for his contribution to cinema, and that again received a huge standing ovation in the theatre, which the actor went on to describe as a warm hug. There are only 4 films from the official selection from India. Anurag Kashyap's Kennedy, that stars Sunny Leone and Rahul Bhatt, will get a midnight screening. Kanu Bell's Agra will screen as a part of the director's fortnight sidebar. The short film Nahimich by Yudhajit Basu, which shows as a part of La Cinef, and legendary Manipuri director Aribam Sham Sharma's Ishanu is a part of Cannes Classics. Earlier in the day, I chatted with Vijay Varma, who makes his comeback to the Cannes Film Festival after 10 years. Bollywood has now fully understood how to best utilize Vijay Varma.
Choices that the directors are giving me, right?
So stay tuned to NDTV.
We'll take a quick break now, but from Cannes to Karnataka, well, I don't know which is more exciting currently, but all the latest coming up on Breaking Views.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
Brought to you by
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
Chopra. And I'm Sneha Menon Desai for Film Companion. And we're going to be reporting for NDTV from the 76th Festival de Cannes. Gear up for a week filled with premieres, parties, exclusive interviews, red carpet fashion and some headline-grabbing drama. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan will be there, so will Sara Ali Khan and Sunny Leone, and Harrison Ford and Johnny Depp. In the coming week, the tiny French town of Cannes will once again transform into the world's cinema capital. Watch us on NDTV every day as we bring you highlights from the world's biggest film festival. Stay tuned.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight. It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's ability to work in partnership with different leaders and work in partnership with different countries.
Narendra Modi started with a masterstroke. He was the first Prime Minister of India to think of inviting the immediate neighbors of South Asia and Mauritius, our near neighbor, to his inauguration.
No other country so far in a kinetic situation stood up to China the way we have.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shobh, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love. You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
This is NDTV. No noise, no shouting, and most importantly, no lies. Our lead story tonight. Big international story India is closely watching.
that informs and inspires.
The News with Sonia Singh, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
The only side we're on is yours.
Hello, good evening and welcome to this special edition of Breaking Views. Once again coming to you live from the heart of the national capital. The most important address for the Congress party right now is 10 Rajaji Marg, where I'm standing at this moment, where the party president Mallikarjun Kharge resides. This is where hectic, meeting after meeting is taking place. And why is the Congress party, despite winning such a huge mandate, in a fix? Because both the two stalwarts of the Congress party, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, adamant on becoming the Chief Minister. Has the Congress party decided on the Chief Minister? The latest information is that Mr. D.K. Shivakumar has hardened its stance and is still continuing to be adamant on becoming the Chief Minister. So the Congress's conundrum continues. They are trying to get Mr. D.K. Shivakumar on board, but very important meetings, ladies and gentlemen, are taking place here behind me at this moment. In fact, just a short while back, Randeep Singh Surjewala and K.C. Venugopal both drove inside this residence and are at this moment, it's almost been more than half an hour, they are in a huddle with the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge. Let me very quickly bring you up to speed with the latest breaking news which is coming in on this. In fact, the source is telling NDTV that D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah were informed about the decision of the party leadership this afternoon, which seems to be tilting towards Mr. Siddaramaiah because he has the backing of the maximum MLAs. As expected, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar is not happy with the decision. The talks are underway to placate him and get him on board. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar met his loyalists in the evening, and then he also, post that, met Mr. Randeep Surjewala at around 7 p.m. And expressed his wishes, his demands. Now Mr. Randeep Singh Surjewala, along with K.C. Venugopal, are in fact meeting Mr. Kharge and discussing those demands in the way forward. Sunil Prabhu, my colleague, is joining us, keeping a very close eye on this. Sunil, as you were saying, D.K. Shivakumar has sent across a very clear message this time. His loyalty cannot be taken for granted. Important meeting going on here after almost wrapping up what happened through the day.
No, those meetings will continue. They are key people. Mr. Randeep Singh Surjewala is the Congress General Secretary in charge of the state, as well as, of course, Mr. K.C. Venugopal, who's the General Secretary organization and who's been helping Mr. Kharge, really navigate this entire process. He's new to this process. It's his home state, and it's in that context that he has to find a way forward. The observers have given their report. Both the leaders have been spoken to. They've been told it's more or less a done deal, but only the really last point or last mile is about Mr. D.K. Shivakumar accepting the terms and agreement. And it's in this backdrop where he has stood firm that has caused the problem. They have said, give us 24 to 48 hours. We'll have to wait and see if that situation really improves or not. At this present juncture, they are waiting and hoping that Mr. D.K. Shivakumar finds a way forward in resolving this issue and relents a little bit.
Right. Sunil, thank you for joining us. Let's also play out that reaction of D.K. Shivakumar when he was getting out of his brother's residence in the evening after meeting his supporters, and he went reportedly to meet Mr. Randeep Singh Surjewala, who is right now in this residence behind me in consultations with Mr. Kharge. Let's play out that reaction.
I am not commenting anything. You people are commenting lot of things. You do whatever you want. Nothing, no discussion, nothing. Just pranam, that's all.
Am I talking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? Am I talking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? So you are going to be the...
All right, DK Shivakumar saying I'm not going to comment on anything, but very importantly, what we have learned from our sources that the Congress leadership is very, very keen that Mr. DK Shivakumar is on board when the Siddaramaiah does take oath or he's announced as the Chief Minister. They want him to be part of the cabinet. That will be important for Congress's messaging as well in the state of Karnataka. So there are two formulas that are being spoken about that has been presented to Mr. DK Shivakumar. Formula number one, of course, is that he becomes the Deputy Chief Minister, the sole Deputy Chief Minister, also remains the PCC Chief of Karnataka, and 6 portfolios of his choosing are given to him and his loyalists. Apart from that, the rotational Chief Minister formula is also something that people are talking about being offered, but there the hitch is that who goes first? Mr. DK Shivakumar would want to be the first in the line if that formula has to be implemented, that is something not acceptable to Mr. Siddaramaiah as well. But what we know that Mr. DK Shivakumar has neither given he has neither accepted or denied these formulas which have been put across to him. Whether he has said something important as far as these demands are concerned to Randeep Singh Surjewala, who is in this meeting at this moment, that remains to be seen. But very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, let me at this moment, all right, there is some more movement. In fact, Nasir Hussain, one of the MPs of the Congress party, going in at this moment in this vehicle. But very quickly, let me go across live at this moment to a very important guest, Mr. Dr. G. Parmeshwar, former Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, senior member of the Congress party. He is with us at this moment. So thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. I want to start by asking you, Dr. Parmeshwar, a huge mandate for the Congress party. It comes with a huge responsibility for the party as well. Do you think that this delay will not be looked upon kindly by the people of Karnataka?
See, first of all, I'd like to thank our voters of Karnataka. They have given us this wonderful mandate. We have promised them that we'll give them a good governance. Certainly, party looks forward to give a good governance as against such a bad, governance we saw with the BJP. Coming back to our responsibilities, yes, we all have collectively, fought these elections. And of course, PCC President Shivakumar ji and Siddaramaiah ji as frontline leaders, now they are asking for Chief Ministership, and so also there are a few others. But, they are the front runners, and procedure has been followed. A legislature party was called, opinions of individual members were taken, one-line resolution also was taken authorizing the High Command, Congress President. All this procedure has been done, and the scene is shifted to Delhi. And now Delhi, there I think the consultation are happening. Of course, Shivakumar wants to become, and of course Siddaramaiah ji also wants to become. It will be resolved maybe in a day or two. There is no problem. There is a demand. Right. There is a request, there is a demand by both the leaders, and it will be resolved.
Dr. Parmeshwar, you said that, sir, you said that there are, these two are the front runners. The scene has shifted to Delhi, but there are others as well. Are you among those other aspirants who are hoping that they would be given a chance to become the Chief Minister of Karnataka? Because let me quote what you said on May 16th. You said that if the Congress High Command gives me the responsibility of the Chief Minister post, I will definitely fulfill it. They know everything about me and my work. I don't want to lobby.
If the High Command considers me, they had given me the responsibility of the party. 2013 I brought the government. 2018 also we went for elections under my leadership, and I was made a Deputy Chief Minister in the coalition government. It is that experience which also gives me an opportunity to run any system. So I am equally capable. That doesn't mean that I do this lobbying and all. I always believe in our High Command. If the High Command takes a decision and calls me and says that you head the government, I will certainly do so. Because ultimately, all of us have to give a good governance This is what we have promised to the
But sir,
people of the state.
have you spoken to anybody in the Congress Party High Command?
Yeah, well, no. I have not spoken to anybody. See, I have been an experienced person. I have been in politics for the last 35 years. Obviously, there are people who are my supporters. And the entire state, there are people who wants me to become chief minister. It is their aspirations. I can't help it. If somebody says, Dr. Parmeshwar has to become a chief minister, and I can't help it. There are a lot of protests, there are a lot of requests, demands happen throughout the state. But that doesn't mean that that is the only criteria that somebody is demanding. It is up to the High Command to take a decision at this point of time.
But Dr. Parmeshwar, are you somewhere fancying your chances because of this deadlock which is between Mr. DK Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah? Both of them are not agreeing at this moment. So are you somewhere there is a thought process, if they don't agree, possibly it could be you who can become the chief minister? That's what your supporters are also saying.
I don't know. I really don't know. At this point of time, if they resolve it either way, but it is going to be good for the party and people of Karnataka. We have to run a government. It's not just one chief ministership. The entire cabinet has to be united. Entire cabinet has to fulfill the promises of the people. Ultimately, that is what is our mandate.
So very important promises were made. Very important promises were made to the people of Karnataka. In fact, we were reading some reports where the people have already stopped giving their electricity bill because they believe that the Congress party is going to waive them off. In that sense, how long will the people of Karnataka have to wait before a government does take place, is installed in the state of Karnataka?
See, High Command can announce and force, the MLAs to accept, but everybody will certainly accept. But that is not the way High Command is doing. It's always negotiation, and because this is not one day affair. This is, another 5 years. We have to run the government for 5 years. So everybody has to be united. High Command cannot groups of Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah separately. That is why it is taking time to resolve this and make them agree on certain things and make somebody as a chief minister. That is why it is taking time. I think in a day or two it will be resolved.
But Dr. Parmeshwar, at this moment, we are hearing that Mr. DK Shivakumar says that he doesn't want to be part of the government if he's not the chief minister. How stable will that government be if DK Shivakumar is not part of that government?
No, all of us should be part of the government. All of us should take the responsibility. All of us should run the government. Because people of Karnataka has given us this mandate. It is not just simply we can play around with this. No, every one of us are equally responsible to run this government.
Dr. Parmeshwar, but don't you think that the Congress party, despite winning a huge mandate, has given the opportunity to the opposition party, the BJP, to take pot shots at you? The outgoing chief minister, Mr. Bomai, has said that the Congress party should keep the aspirations of people in the forefront, not their personal ambitions.
What can I expect from a BJP leadership? People have rejected them, and they know what it is. And now Basuraj Bommai realizes in saying that, it is the aspiration of the people and all these kind of things. He should have realized this when he was heading the government. And we don't need his advisors at this point of time.
Sir, but don't you think, aren't you afraid, sir, that the longer it stretches, this entire, horse race between who becomes the chief minister in Delhi, this is going to send a negative feedback to the people, those who have voted the Congress party with such high hopes?
No, I have already said that. I appeal to our party workers and leaders at the lower level. Bear with us for a few more days or maybe 1 or 2 days. This entire thing will be resolved. Have patience, and as we have promised, as those people are also part of the, this promising, issues, they also should bear with us for a couple of days. I appeal
Dr.
to them.
Parmeshwar, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Always a pleasure speaking to you, sir. A man who says that, possibly hoping that if this conundrum is not resolved, he may fancy his chances of becoming the chief minister, has already expressed at least his desire. So the Congress dealing with a problem of plenty there in the state of Karnataka. Let me very quickly introduce my guest on this, because what we are discussing this evening, ladies and gentlemen, DK Shivakumar, will he relent? Will the Congress in a day or two be in a position to form the government, do the formalities in the state of Karnataka? They are yet to go to the governor to stake claim formally. I'm being joined at this moment by Kanis Fatima, MLA of the Congress Party, Sugata Srinivas Raju, senior journalist, also with us. We also has Prashant GS, spokesperson of the BJP Karnataka. I welcome all of you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to start by you, asking you, Sugata Srinivas Raju, we were discussing this on the day of the mandate, that it's not going to be easy as far as these two towering personalities are concerned. The way things are panning out and the longer it is taking, is there some sort of unease as the Congress MLAs in Bengaluru wait to see who becomes the chief minister?
Thank you, Ankit. I mean, the unease is not in the MLAs. The unease is in the people of Karnataka. I think they sort of voted out a government with a certain degree of anger. I mean, it was an anger election. We discussed this on May 13. And I also sort of made the point on May 13 that it is going to be extremely difficult, because I don't think DK Shivakumar will relent. This whole effort to reconcile between the reconciliation effort between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar is proving to be extremely difficult. And in the past 2 days, I think the two camps have started looking like two warring camps, and they have been attacking each other. So I think the bitterness has spread, and I think it is proving to be extremely difficult. And that is the reason why on May 13th, I told you that they will have to have a third way forward. And that third way may be a very exotic idea where Mr. Kharge himself becomes the chief minister and keeps both the positions until there is some stability in the party.
Could that happen? Because Mr. Kharge himself, remember, has denied it, but it was DK Shivakumar who planted this idea, saying he has no problem in working under Mr. Kharge. But Kanis Fatima, while the Congress party was able to project a united front, what is happening at this moment, like Srinivas Raju is saying, it's not only worrying the people of Karnataka, but this would be music to the ears of the Bharatiya Janata Party, despite, in fact, coming to the situation that they have been, despite a terrible loss. They are watching this, rubbing their hands in glee. All right, I think we have lost that line with Kanis Fatima. We'll go across once again to her. But Prashant GS, spokesperson of the BJP with us. Prashant, before I ask my question to you, I just want to play out what Randeep Singh Surjewala said just a short while back. In fact, tweeted also attacking the Bharatiya Janata Party. Just listen in.
Congress party makes a decision either today or tomorrow, we will be the first ones to inform you. So stop showing fake cards, stop announcing fake dates, and stop listening to rumors being planted by Bharatiya Janata Party, which is frustrated by decisive defeat in Karnataka and mandate given by 6.5 crore Kannadigas to the Congress
Randeep
party.
Surjewala, Prashant, is accusing the BJP of planting fake news, a fake narrative to try and keep their people, to try and send across a wrong message to the people of Karnataka.
Ankit, is it a case of sour grapes? It's out in the open. DK Shivakumar versus Siddaramaiah now is out in the open. It's not for Bharatiya Janata Party to comment on it. The factions are there to be seen. We are seeing what they are doing, what their loyalists are talking about, how they are probably projecting each one as a CM. So there is nothing for the Bharatiya Janata Party to add here. All that we are requesting the Congress is, I use the word request is, because people have accepted your guarantees. whether they're false or right. People have decided that they're right and they've accepted your guarantee cards. Please form the government at the earliest, choose a chief minister, have the cabinet, and ensure that you fulfill the promises. On the other side, I want to bring on record
But
what
Prashant,
Congress was talking about BJP. No, Ankit, let me complete. Congress is always talking about BJP sidelining Lingayats and other communities. Now, are Lingayats even in the fray in Congress? Who is fighting? DK Shivakumar and Sidramaya. Congress was lecturing us before the election saying we have sidelined Lingayats and Lingayats have nothing to do with BJP. Fine. Probably the narrative of Congress succeeded. Some of them have won from Congress. Congress has now got 34 Lingayat MLAs. What is Congress now
I
doing
think
for
will
Lingayats? Nothing.
Prashant, that will go into the category. Prashant, hold on. No, hold on. That will go into the category of BJP trying to, in fact, fish in troubled waters, trying to create more wedges in the Congress party than already is out in the open. But tell me one thing. MB Patil was here, so of course the Congress party will have to work out some formula so that they can give better representation or equal representation to a massive, inclusive sort of a vote that the Congress have got from almost every community in the state of Karnataka. That's the problem that the Congress party has to solve. But, the Congress today is also saying, Prashant, that look at your own record in many states, and we are playing those, graphic out in the BJP-run states. How much time did it take? Sometimes more than 10 days in states like Assam to the chief minister to be announced. If you take so much time, why can't you give Congress some breather? They can take some few days, decide before who becomes the chief minister of Karnataka.
Ankit, it's not about who takes how much time. It's about the infighting which was in Congress before the elections, now continues after elections as well. We have always spoken about the factions in Congress. Shivakumar, Sidramaya, Parameshwar. You interviewed him a while ago. MB Patil, Kharge, which means there are different factions working. They came together to defeat BJP. To some extent, they might have been successful, but anyway, they have not snatched our vote share. Our vote share has almost remained same since the 2018 election. So be that as it may, the infighting in Congress, which is always the case with them, continues even now.
Are you saying, Prashant, are you saying that in states where the BJP took time to form their government, there was infighting, similar infighting in the BJP like it was in the Congress party?
Definitely not. The infighting was not on this scale. Various factors might have influenced as to what took time for us to name a chief ministerial candidate in different states. But nevertheless, these factions were out much before the elections.
What I want to do right now, there is some movement, in fact, here. Let me just try and see who is also joining this meeting. A lot of media cameras where you can see at this moment, in fact, some questions being asked. What we'll try and do, I'll ask my producers if we can pull out the feed that we are getting from outside Mr. Kharge's residence, because there are... all right, so what we'll try and do, we'll just play that out for you.
अभी मेरे ख्याल से आज रात तक नहीं तो मैक्सिमम कल सुबह तक क्लियर पिक्चर आ जाएगा. ओके, थैंक यू. मैं आके बात
Okay, so now I'm also being joined by Mr. K. Radhakrishnan, Vice Chairman, Manifesto Committee of the Karnataka Congress. Mr. Radhakrishnan, thank you for giving us the time. I want to start by asking you, sir, who are you backing in this DK Shivakumar versus Siddaramaiah race which is going on to the Chief Minister of Karnataka?
The people of Karnataka have batted for the Congress party. And therefore, it's the Congress party which will decide. The High Command will decide, Congress party will decide who will be the Chief Minister. Whoever is the Chief Minister is a Congress Chief Minister committed to the cause of our manifesto, committed to the constitutional values and the values of Vishwaguru Basavanna, Kuvempu, etc., of Karnataka values, the Indian values. And therefore, this sort of talking whom we are batting, the people of Karnataka have batted for the Congress party. And
But
BJP,
at this moment, there is a
BJP,
move on.
BJP,
It looks like a
BJP has
T20
no
match
moral
going on
right.
between Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. DK Shivakumar, sir. I'm completely out of time on this. I'm sorry, we were able to come to you very, very late. We were able to join very late, but I'll tell you what is the real impact of what's happening here. Every day, like yesterday, the Congress said it will be decided today. Today, they are saying it will possibly take 48 hours more. In this, what has happened is that the preparations which were being made for the oath-taking ceremony on 18th, that is tomorrow, have now been stalled. Take a look at what my colleague Nihal found out. My colleague Pratibha, in fact, found out when she reached the venue where the oath-taking was supposed to take place tomorrow. But with the situation still not clear, how things are hanging in the air as far as the preparations are concerned. Take a look.
I'm at Kantirva Stadium in Bengaluru, and right behind me you can see Additional Chief Secretary Shalini Rajneesh, who is overseeing arrangements, in fact elaborate arrangements that are being made, right from seating to even the Congress colors that are up in full swing here at the stadium. Speculations pointing to an impending swearing-in ceremony that is likely to take place perhaps on 18th May if things are sorted between DK Shivakumar as well as Siddaramaiah. An interesting information here is that it was this very venue where Siddaramaiah in 2013 had conducted the swearing-in ceremony, and exactly 10 years later, if things go well, Siddaramaiah is likely to come back to this same venue for the swearing-in ceremony. This is the same venue when in 2013 Siddaramaiah was sworn in as the Chief Minister. Well, will that history repeat itself this time around is again a big question mark. Elaborate arrangements were being made just a little while ago with Additional Chief Secretary Shalini Rajneesh, who was overseeing all the arrangements here. But then minutes later, there was a call from Delhi, according to sources, when they were asked to stall all the arrangements, the carpets being put aside. There were Congress flags that were hanging here. All of them have been removed, and things have been put on hold, according to sources, only because they want a clearance from Delhi after issues are ironed out between the two leaders, DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah.
Ravan there catching the uncertainty which is creeping in the oath-taking ceremony program also. So now what we are learning is that 20th or 21st could be the new date when the Congress, possibly before that, hopefully would be able to decide the Chief Minister of Karnataka. That's all the time that we have in this edition of Breaking News. Thank you so much. Good night.
Co-presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, in association with Tech Pro by Black.
It is these images of Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, that have come to define India's foreign policy.
India's come center stage because of our ability, particularly the Prime Minister's